The story of Superman has virtually no meaning to the current generation of power scalers, and that's because of the times that we live in, where comic books were made to not reflect anything personal or ongoing in the world for fans and readers to even adhere to or relate to. If comics aren't being written to slam Superman with being molested sexually by prison guards, then they're making sure that writers ignore the past author's work and disrespect Jack Kirby's context and the work that he built on their own platform and gave them the opportunity that they have the work in the first place. The story of Superman has very little actual data in the comics to even talk about, beyond a brief mention in Final Crisis Superman Beyond, where monitors, thoughts personified from the overvoid, sift down into the flaw of all things and yank the story of Superman out of it, so that it could pilot the cosmic armor. Monitors felt the story of Superman was the best pilot and best shot they had at defeating Mandrak. As according to them, there's only one story better than Mandrak's, which was the story of Superman. So this idea is lost to the current generation of ghouls who look at Superman in a completely different way than old school readers did, and it's legit a case of get off my lawn, you heathens, back in my day. This type of thing where old people actually had it way better than the younger people of today. Superman today doesn't stand for anything. DC Comics lost that entire idea and has replaced it with leadership of a team and very little else. He doesn't stand for anything in the current generation, and if you want to experience that feeling of Superman being written to stand for something truly inspiring and meaningful, you have to go way back decades to read the much older comics, because it's super rare to find that in any recently released issues. The story of Superman is the core of the DC narrative, and it seems Dr. Manhattan realized this when he invaded the DCU from his own universe. Upon entering it and jumping in during Doomsday Clock, he meets Superman and is confused by the entire experience, ends up killing him over and over, and finding that no matter how many times he kills him or deletes the universe or the timeline, Earth Zero will revive itself, with Superman at the very center, where Earth Zero stems outward from his very being. The story of Superman is indestructible and cannot be destroyed. DC Comics has to exist, and DC Comics itself, on a meta level, is powered by the narrative of Superman and the story he embodies. The power of Superman carries the entire fiction, and it's one story that all the other heroes would rally behind and regard as their leader. He is the Superman, get it? And that is a problem with power scalers that don't understand this, because they don't read comics and don't care about the mythology. The mythology is that Superman is the ultimate hero, and even if he's not the strongest character, all the other strongest characters will take a knee and let Superman lead the charge if they had to team up with him. That is what Superman's narrative stands for. Feats of powering an entire fiction, being undeletable, and itself being so powerful that meta-entities from outside of fictional space consider it the most powerful story that exists, and the only shot that could ever hope to pilot the only weapon that could defeat the ultimate evil.